The Boy Who Drew Cats. Once upon a time, there was a boy who loved to draw. His name was Joji. Joji grew up on a farm with lots of brothers and sisters. The others were a big help to their mother and father, but not Joji. He did nothing for hours but draw on the dirt with a stick. And what Joji drew was just one thing: cats. Cats, cats, and more cats. Small cats, big cats, thin cats, fat cats. Cats, 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 cats. Joji, his father told him, you must stop drawing all those cats. How will you ever be a farmer? I'm sorry, father. I'll try to stop. And he did try. Whenever Joji saw one of the farm cats go by, he forgot about his chores and drew another cat. Joji will never make a farmer, said the farmer Sally to his wife. Maybe he could be a priest, she told him. Why don't you take him to the temple? So the farmer brought Joji to the priest at the village temple. The priest said, I will gladly teach him. From then on, Joji lived at the temple. The priest gave him lessons in reading and writing and math. Joji also had his own box of writing tools with a brush and an ink stick and a stone. He loved to make the ink. He poured water in the hollow of the stone. He dipped the ink stick in the water. Then he rubbed the stick on the stone. And there was ink for his brush. Now, the other students worked hard at their writing, but not Joji. With his brush and rice paper, he did nothing but for hours just drawing cats. And only cats. Cats, cats, and more cats. Small cats, big cats, thin cats, fat cats. He drew so many cats. Joji, the priest told him, you must stop drawing all these cats. How will you ever be a priest? I'm sorry, sir. I'll try to stop. And he did try. But whenever Joji saw one of the temple cats go by, he forgot about his writing and drew another cat. That was bad enough. Then Joji started drawing on the folding screens of the temple. Soon there were cats on all the rice paper panels. They were everywhere. Joji, you'll never be a priest, the priest told him. You'll just have to go home. That night, Joji went to his room and packed his things, but he was afraid to go home. He knew his father would be angry. Then he remembered another temple in a village nearby. Maybe I could stay with the priest there. Joji started out walking. It was already nighttime when he got to the other village. He climbed the steps of the temple and knocked. There was no answer. He opened a heavy door. It was all dark inside. He lit a lamp by the door, and he saw something that made him clap. All around the big room were folding screens with nice, new, empty rice paper panels. Joji got out his writing box and made some ink. Then he dipped in his brush and started to draw. And what Joji drew was just one thing: cats. Cats, cats, and more cats. Small cats, big cats, thin cats, fat cats. Cats, 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 cats. The screen he drew on last was almost as long as the room. Joji covered it with one gigantic cat, the biggest and most beautiful cat he had ever drawn. Now Joji was tired after drawing so many cats. He started to lie down, but something about the big room felt weird to him. I'll find someplace smaller, he thought to himself. He found a cozy closet and settled inside. Then he slid shut the panel door and went to sleep. But later that night, Joji awoke in fright. Squeak! Squeak! Squeaky squeak! It sounded like a large rat was in the temple. Now he knew why no one else lived in that temple. He also wished he wasn't living in that temple. And he heard the thing sniff around the big room, and it stopped right in front of the closet he was sleeping in. Then he heard another noise. It sounded like meow. There was a sound of struggling and a roar of surprise and pain, and then a huge thud that shook the floor. There was a soft padding sound, and then there was silence. Joji lay trembling in the dark. He stayed there for hours, afraid to look out the closet. But once daylight showed at the edge of the door, Joji carefully slid the door open and looked out. In the middle of the room lay a monster rat, a rat as big as a cow. It had been defeated. But by what? Joji looked around the room. No one and nothing else was there. just the paper screens with the cats he drew. Then Joji looked again at the one gigantic cat he drew. Didn't I draw the head to the left and the tail to the right? Yes, he was sure of it. But now the cat faced the other way, as if it had come down off the screen and gone back up. He realized that at night, the cat must have come to life to fight the monster cat and its friends. His painting clay had magically come to life and saved him and the rest of the village from an evil monster rat. "The cat," said Joji. His eyes grew wide, then he pressed his palms together and bowed to the screen. "Thank you, honorable cat, you have saved me. For as long as I live, no one will stop me from drawing cats." When the villagers learned that the monster rat was defeated, Joji became a hero. The village priest let him live in the temple as long as he liked. And as he grew up, they offered him many jobs, such as a priest and a farmer. He looked at them and said, "No, I will not become a priest. I will not become a farmer." And the boy became neither. When he grew up, he became an artist. A great artist, the greatest artist throughout the whole country. He had many adoring fans and so many people who loved his art. But his art was just one thing. He was an artist who only drew one thing. Can you guess what it was? He drew cats. Cats, cats, cats. Big cats, small cats, thin cats, fat cats. He drew so many cats. And for the rest of his life, he drew cats and became the most famous artist in the country. Thanks everyone for listening. This is a fairy tale from Japan called The Boy Who Drew Cats. This version of the story is written by Aaron Shepard and was published in the September 1998 publishing of Australia's School magazine. The original The Boy Who Drew Cats, Hepburn Neko wa Agaito Shonen, is a Japanese fairy tale translated by Lafcadio Hearn, published in 1898 as number 23 of Hasegawa Takajiro's Japanese fairy tale series. It was later included in a book called Hearn's Japanese Fairy Tales. I chose this story because it's about a person who is interested in something that others think may be weird. Joji was told not to draw cats by many others in his life, but his art ended up becoming his greatest strength and attribute. This is personally something I relate to, as I was often told not to draw so much when I was in school, and I hope it is a story that inspires you to keep on doing what makes you passionate. Anyhow, Miss Cassandra signing out. See y'all later!